Hello, a warm welcome to this special edition of City Review channel. My name is Edwin Patrick, and on this special day we are privileged to host one of the most entertaining personalities in South Sudan, one of the youngest comedians that we have that is growing up into a very talented young person. Today on the show I am privileged to host the one and only Kiden. We'll just get to know her and how best she has been viewing and how best she has been coming up with what she's doing, just to have an interaction of what she is doing. And also I'm privileged to have the man that is behind what she's been doing in terms of managing and pushing her to where she is today. So glad to welcome my guests. Kiden, you're most welcome to the show.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Johnson, welcome.
Thanks, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, so as you can see, we're on set and we have the team in here to discuss more, and I believe you'll have an introspection of what she has been doing and what she's up to. So thank you so much for coming.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing to come to the show. It's really an honor that we have you in our studios.
It's a pleasure.
So Kiden, just to start on, who is Kiden, if I may ask? If for someone who doesn't know Kiden, who is Kiden?
Well, Kiden is the youngest female comedian who was born in 2009. Who was born in 2009 in October 20th, and I'm in the family of 6 people, and in family I'm number 5th. And you know, I'm after boys, and you know, if you're a girl and you're after boys, if you cannot talk, mean you cannot defend yourself.
Yes.
If you can talk, you can define. If you can talk, you will define yourself. As you can see me here, I'm a comedian. That's the reason that I'm talking, because I can define myself in front of my, as you can see here, you are here and my management is here, and people which are outside, I can introduce myself to you as I'm comedian Kiden. And in school, I'm in primary 7. That is who Kiden is.
Wow, very interesting introduction over there. We get to understand, as much as she's doing comedy, she's also very hardworking. She's a very confident personality, and she's also pushing with her school. So on this side I have the manager, who is trying to push and see how best we can uplift young talent in South Sudan. So Mr. Johnson, how did this journey start with Kiden?
Thank you so much. Like you just said, my name is Johnson. I'm the general manager for the youngest female stand-up comedian Kiden. The question is quite, sometimes used to be tricky, because when you say how or when did the journey start, it becomes hard, because Kiden was naturally born talented as a comedian, although she was not aware that she was a comedian, but she was naturally comedian. The official journey, I may say, started around 2018, if I'm not mistaken. Late 2018, that is when the official journey started. But to make it publicly and make it known by people outside, that is when we reached 2019. That is when it became official, and she started performing outside the area and performing in some of the places in Juba. Or basically, let me just say the journey started in 2019.
2019 it is.
Yeah.
Wow, it's I can see from 2019 up to date there is a lot of work that has come out, and she has proven to be a sensational talent in the country. And I must say we are proud of the fact that you're behind grooming young talent and trying to ensure that besides the academic background, children and young people are allowed to explore their talent. So I would like to know from you, before I go to Kiden, what is your view on parents that have children that have talent and they are not harnessing their children's talent?
Okay, let me first start with parents who don't know their kids' talent. Because being a parent, some parents, they stay with their kids, but they don't know what is in their kids, apart from the academical journey that their kids every day go to school, come back, and all this.
Yes.
For you as a parent, if you really want to know the best of your kid, you should have some special time, stay with your kids at home when you come back from work, listen to them when they're talking, trying to like talk to them, know what is inside them. You will be able to discover some talent. Like for Kiden, if parents were not so close to her, people don't know what she does, they will not be able to discover the talent in her because she's a kid. My advice will be like, if you have discovered a talent in your kid, as a parent, try to help them build the talent that they have. Because apart from the academical journey that every child goes to school and come back, even in school, they have, they call it, is it co-curriculum activities, where you go for sport, you go for dancing, you go for singing, you go for what you're very good at, you will be able to take that direction and you go to. So my advice would be the same core curriculum studies that kids used to take in school. Try to have it at home. Sit with your kids, try to discover the talent they have, for you to help them discover something that they are very good at.
Yeah, well said. As you've had parents, please sit down with your kids, try to interact with them, get to know the little things they need to understand, the little things you see your kid is interested in, and please pick a leaf and try to see how you can harness. Maybe your kid is a footballer, but you keep telling him, go books, chemistry, this, that. So let's try to look into that direction as what you have said. So Kiden, I want to find out, how do you spend your weekend?
Well, I spend my weekend fine. Actually, in weekends, you know, every weekend we have video shooting. I shot my video this weekend, and also, you know, I'm a girl. I cooked my food well, people enjoyed it. And also I went and play with my friends around, with my colleagues. That's how I spend my weekend. And on Sunday also I went to church. Okay,
so what is your favorite meal? What food do you like cooking?
Well, the food that I like cooking is beans.
Why beans?
Because beans is very good. If you're cooking beans, you will feel like you are cooking.
Yeah, because it takes a long time, or is it because it is nutritious? Anyway, beans is also a very good dish for children that are growing up and trying to become the best they can in life. It's a very nutritious source. It has proteins and the like. So maybe if I may ask, how do you interact with your friends at school? Do you have very many friends, considering that you are a comedian?
Yes, I have very many friends at school. Yes.
Yeah. So how do they encourage you to keep doing comedy? Do they encourage you, say yes? Do you have other people also who want to join you at school?
Yes. Most of my friends are saying that this thing is very good. They like comedy, but because of their parents, the parents will not allow her or him to come and do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, which takes us back to what Kiden's manager was saying. As parents, we should look at how we can leverage on our kids' talent to ensure that they get the best of what they are destined or their potential is to be. Because oftentimes, people who have even made it in life, you look at the likes of Oprah Winfrey and the likes that are talented have become millionaires because their parents enabled them to discover their talents, just like the way Kiden is. And besides, we need to grow a country as South Sudan that is a bit balanced, not only on books but also on talent. We need to see more young children coming up who can sing, who can dance, who can act, who can model, and all those other things. So as we get to know Kiden more, I would like to ask her another question. What advice do you have for parents? I know your producer talked about it, but what is your advice to parents that have children that are talented and they're not comfortable with it?
Well, my advice for parents is if you have a child and that child have really that talent, please allow him or her to discover this talent outside, because we are the future of South Sudan.
So back to the manager, where do you see the future of comedy in South Sudan in, let's say, the next 3-5 years?
Okay, to start with, comedy in South Sudan started like a job. Back in the days when those of let's say comedian Feel Free, comedian VIP, Wakil Jesh Commando, and before these guys, when Lotole and the rest started, it was kind of a job. It was just like you have nothing to do, you just do it. But apparently things have changed all of a sudden. You can now see people are taking comedy as a career, as a job, as what they do to earn a living. So which means in the next 3 to 5 years to come, I see a comedy of South Sudan taking South Sudan to a different level. I don't want to say another level as people say every time, because when you ask everybody what do you want, you say I want to another level,
but they do not say which level they want.
They don't even know which level, they just want to know they want to go to another level. But I see comedy in South Sudan is going to be a different level, where you see comedians in South Sudan will be hired to go and perform across the region, across across the globe. I can see like 2 years ago, 1 year ago, even this year, we had a comedian who was in Churchill in Kenya.
Yes.
That is AK Dan. He was there. He performed in so many stages there. And we also have a comedy or comedian that was brought to South Sudan. And you see, the comedy is getting to another stage, which is very good. Which means in 2 to 3 years to come, I will see comedians in South Sudan go and perform across the region, across the border, and all this, which with God's help and grace, it will happen.
Yeah, and which brings me to the next question I was asking. Have there been any parents or any other children that have approached you, considering the fact that they've seen you doing good work with Kiden, that maybe they may not be comedians or they are musicians? Has anyone approached you to mentor them or manage them in that prospect?
Well, seriously, it happened. It happened so many occasions, so many kids, so many stars. I don't want to mention names, but so many stars have ever approached me. They really wanted me to manage them. They wanted me to mentor them. They wanted me to do something with them. But I told them I don't want to lie to myself, that if you see me managing Kiden and Kiden is progressing, it's going to be the same thing in your side, in your case. It's not going to be the same thing. What happened with Kiden is, one, she is the youngest female comedian, which surprisingly, when somebody hear of this, you just have to go and follow her. Definitely, and just because
that she has good content. Creativity is key.
Exactly.
You don't watch her videos and you don't get to laugh. So
this is one thing. Another thing is some kids, they approach me as in their individual capacity, in their personal capacity, which in my management, I don't allow a kid under the age without the consent of the parents. So when you send the kid back to the parents, you see, the parents will like, are you sure? I don't think my kid can do this. So for now, I want my kid to only concentrate on this. When she grow up, or when he grow up, he or she will decide on what to do next. So approach has always been there. Even today, before coming to your studio, someone approached me. That, you know, I'm doing the great. I'm seeing the great work you're doing. I really want you to manage me. I was like, for now, it's a bit hard. Yeah, so this is how it is.
Yeah, but like we said, it's about initiative. Parents who are there, parents who are watching, parents who have kids, and you feel your kid has a potential in acting and any other talent, please try to see. You may not necessarily come up to a producer, but enable them, give them time. If a kid wants to, maybe he's a dancer, you buy them, you give them the environment, and as you try to guide them to be the best they can. I mean, at the end of the day, we are looking at being the best we can and doing the best we can to improve ourselves, improve our nation, improve Africa at large. So going back to Kiden, how do you balance school and comedy?
Well, comedy is something that God gave to me.
Yeah.
But school, you have to go to school. When you come back, you have to revise your book so that you will pass. But comedy, I cannot revise comedy. I cannot practice comedy. Comedy is just something which is coming direct.
Yeah.
God gave it to me. I just tell like this comedy come and I gave it outside to people.
Wow, yeah. Just maybe to also bring the next question to the manager. How have you managed to see that Kiden is in school? Do you have like an arrangement with the school? And then also in cases where she has to do appearances, she has to do shows like this one, how do you arrange that?
Okay, on that matter, I have to make sure, first of all, that the school administration is already aware of the comedy she's doing. But before bringing Kiden into my management, or before discovering it myself, it started all from school.
Yeah.
When she was in nursery. So it means in school they have already known her for doing that. When it comes to like they call it what, Parents Day, Parents Day, MDD, all these kind of things. Every time they invite her, she do some jokes. Sometimes if she doesn't do jokes, she talks on behalf of the kids and things of that kind. Yeah. So in school, they're already aware that this girl is talented in doing comedy. Yeah. So what I just did is to go and confirm the official of what we are doing. Like I go to school, I tell them, Kiden is going to have a shooting on weekends and maybe on Saturday or on Sunday, or she's going to have a shooting on Friday and something of this kind. They say, okay, if it is fine, we will see. If she's not going to have a test or exam, we will let you know. And if she's going to go for like an interview like this, and it is during school time, we also let the administration know. But one thing that I also wanted you to know is we did a video comedy shooting in the school. In their school, she was also putting on uniform. The rest of the pupils were putting on uniform, and we did the shooting there. And it was the headmaster or head teacher who approved the shooting, and we did there, and also they watched, was interested, and fine. So it means the administration and everybody was like aware already with the whole thing.
I actually love the fact that you try to be flexible with your management. You find some managers are very stringent, they don't want ABC, XYZ, but I like the fact that you can even go to school, which is a good thing. That way you get to know that she's studying, but she's also doing ABCD. So Kiden, are there any new projects, any new videos your fans should watch out for? Any new thing in the pipeline you want to let people know that you've been working on? Well,
there is a video. That one is not a video, but it's a series we are working on, but it still is not out. The title is Village Kids in Town. Wow. The title is like this, but that one is we are still in season 1. It's going up to season 5, I think, or 6, like this.
Okay, so the fans should anticipate for more laughter, cracking laughter from Kiden. You've heard there is a new production in the pipeline, and we are looking forward to seeing it. As I don't know when the producer will let us know. He will let us know when it's ready. Besides Kiden alone, is there a team behind that is supporting her? People you wish to talk about?
Okay, Kiden, in her comedy journey, she started it with a number of people in the group. Kiden is doing comedy with like about 7 7 members. Yeah, 7 members, but there are some consistent members. I mean, people who are always appearing in her comedy.
Yeah.
Like she has an uncle who is always appearing. It's called Company.
Yeah.
That company became as the same as Kiden, because every time there is a comedy, there is a shooting, that guy must be there as an uncle, supporting and all this. Yeah, but Kiden has a team, a full management, where there is like secretariat, there is the board members, and these kind of things. You don't approve things by yourself. You have to consult and all this. So the group is there. I mean, people are there working with her.
Wow, a very interesting set of management skills this man here has over there. So we are looking forward to seeing you guys check out for her work. I don't know, Kiden, any last reviews you want people to know? Anything you want people to know?
Well, my last word is to parents and pupils outside there, to children outside. My last word is, if you are there and you have that talent, please, I beg you, if you are a parent, please, you allow this child of yours to bring this talent out, so that we shall join hands together. As I have said, we shall join hands together and take our country to the next level. Please, I beg you, if your child is there and really have that talent and you are really sure with her or him, please bring him outside here or her.
Wow, well said. Parents, we've talked about this. Please encourage your children, empower them to explore their talents, to become the best they can. I mean, the world is a global village. A child can come up from being a simple person to a very big icon that inspires the world. So let us see how to harness the talent. As we can see, Kiden is here. There is very many terms of talent we can look out for in the kids. So Mr. Manager, any last words for the viewers? Maybe you also talk about the pages, the accounts, and
okay, thank you very much. I really don't want to say anything before appreciating you and City Review for hosting us today. It's been a pleasure being around and talking to you and talking to the viewers. I want to go to the question of the pages. I want to say everybody outside there who is following Comedienne Kiden page, I really want to appreciate each and everybody. This is the best that we could do, is only to follow her and to see the updates that is coming. But I just want to argue that the same way you're following her on Facebook page, which is Comedienne Kiden, I will be happy and glad to see the same people following her on YouTube as well as Comedienne Kiden as well, because she has a YouTube channel called Comedienne Kiden. She has a Facebook page called Comedienne Kiden, and what else? I think Instagram. Let's say the platforms, the social media handles are all Comedienne Kiden. You just select which one is better for you. You follow, or you follow them all, Comedienne Kiden. And then the last thing is, I want to tell everybody that the kind of talent that Kiden is having cannot only be handled by someone like me alone. It needs our collective responsibility and support to see into it that Kiden is not only representing South Sudan within South Sudan, but representing South Sudan regional and internationally. So that is the only message I would be giving everybody outside there. And I also say thank you.
Thank you so much for coming through, Sid. We appreciate the fact that you have taken off time, your busy schedule, to bring the youngster in the house. And we are privileged as City Review to have Kiden in our studios, and we are looking forward to seeing her grow into the best of her version, producing the best comedy beyond South Sudan and all over the world, I may say, if I may put it that way. So for people who wish to check out for Kiden's talent, you've heard the manager say it, you go to YouTube, Kiden, And then Facebook is also there. Please keep supporting. Every like matters, every share matters. Let's improve ourselves. Let's support one another. Let's try to develop each other. I mean, what is support without other people in the pipeline? So let us push ourselves, let us support ourselves, and let us build our nation. For those of you that are new to this channel, please click subscribe. You can click subscribe at the end at the description below in the video. You will be in position to get access to our different information we post regularly, and also follow up with what we are doing at City Review. Please let's support one another, let's improve one another. Until next time, it's been a pleasure, and it's a wrap. Thank you so much.